My shoes keep slipping. Wow.
This actually feels like the future.
Okay, that's actually everything.
I feel invisible tonight. There, that's me.
Hello champions, welcome. Today we are going to test this viral video ad creator. It's insane. It's totally built in Google's AI Studio as you see it, and it's beautiful. What we are going to do is we are going to give it a watch of the future, and we're going to ask it to create an ad for us. So let's upload this over here, and we are going to say this is a watch from the future and a young AI influencer model in her early 20s is promoting it. Alright, with that said, we'll send it out. What happens is this image with this prompt goes to our n8n backend. So let's wait. We are going to wait on the webhook, and let's create our video ad. What happens is this image and the prompt is sent to our backend, which is n8n. We are using OpenAI's chat model Gemini 5 Mini over here to create a prompt for Sora. So with our base prompt that we gave, Sora is going to create a beautiful cinematic prompt for our video. This prompt, you can access it in our AI Champions community. When you come over here, go to the classroom section, YouTube section, and in over here, you can copy paste this exact prompt. And if you want, you can also download this JSON. So if you go to a new n8n instance, you can create a new workflow and just import the JSON file, and you will get the entire workflow in your n8n. With that said, let's go back, and our workflow is complete. So if we go to the final output, let's check this video, copy paste, and this is the video that was created.
I can't keep up. Okay, that's actually everything. I can read.
That's the video ad that was created, and it's phenomenal. And on top of that, if you come to our front end, it also loaded the same video. So
I can't keep up.
how cool is that?
Okay.
So not only we used AI Studio to create this app, we are sending the request to the back end because AI Studio can only use VO3. So we wanted to use Sora too. We'll send the request to our n8n, and we are going to break down each and every step. This is going to be a long video, so stay tuned. The first thing you need is Google AI Studio. Go to aistudio.google.com. You'll see chat, build, dashboards. What we are interested is in build, which is the equivalent of lovable and build. However, it is free. You can also create the same thing without going to n8n by creating animate images with VO. However, we are not going to do that because VO3 is expensive. All right, and we want to connect with n8n to do this. So how are we going to do that? Let's give it a prompt. Create a stunning video ads from a single image and a text prompt. We want to send this image and the prompt to a backend processor n8n using a webhook URL, and I will give you the webhook later on. Let's build this. With that said, what happens is the first thing it is going to think, this is the code assistant that we are using. This is the chat prompt where we'll keep updating the prompt. And here there are some suggestions. So preview and the code. This is the canvas. You can talk about it. You can go to full screen or go back using escape. But if you see, the code is getting generated. If you hit the code, you will literally see the code getting generated in real time, and that is just amazing. Right now our app is unsaved. That's why it is saying unsaved. I'll go back. These are some of the suggestions, like prompt-based video generation. We can give a prompt and then also create a video generation. I think it is talking about voice, but you're not going to do that. Make your video ads more immersive by adding background music and sound effects. So it's giving us suggestions. We have to take it, we don't have to take it, and we can also add it to the chat over here. So if I go back, there is add to chat button and it will get added to it. Once the app is built, it will be saved. You can download the app. So this app that we have built, which is ready to go, will be uploaded into our Skool section, and you can also download the app over here. It will be a .zip file which you can directly import in your Google AI Studio and get running with it. Let's go back. It's still building it. You can save it to a GitHub, put your GitHub credentials. It will create a repo which you can later on upload to Vercel, Netlify, and make this app public and live all the time. Last thing is deploy the app. You can also deploy the app on Google's Cloud Run, and you can share it with the friends. If you are using applications over here, what you'll need to do is get an API key over here, and you can create an API key by clicking create API key. This is what you will need. Of course, you'll have to set up the billing. If you hit the dollar icon, you'll have to add some dollars so that Google AI Studio can use that API. Maybe it is VO3 or Nano Banana. We are not doing that right now. We're just building the app and it's totally free, which is not free with Lovable and Bolt or Replit. So let's go back. It is saying that API key is required. So maybe for this, we do need an API key. It's a good thing I can show it to you. We are going to select Google's AI Studio project, which I already have. You can create a new key and done. All right, so the app is created. It looks good. I don't know whether it's going to work or not. Let's take this image. It is uploading the image, which is a good thing, and it might show the video over here and we can describe it. However, at the present, it's not going to do anything. So create a futuristic ad. Oh boy, I think it is using Google's VO3 to create that video. All right, let's wait it. Let's see. We might burn some money, but this is not what we wanted to do. So even though we told it that we are going to use the webhook, it still went ahead and chose to use VO3, and that's why it asked for the API key. And I was wondering, it should not ask for the API key, but that's fine. You know, we'll see what it does. We'll get a chance to compare it with Sora 2 as well, and it will be VO3 versus Sora 2. So let's wait and see what happens. So the video ad is ready. Enter, and this is the ad it created. It's nice. We did not give it a lot of prompt, but that's the prompt it used, and I did not want to do this. But regardless, it created a holographic video, which is very, very high quality. Now, what we need to do is we need to take this, the image and the prompt. We need to send this prompt to n8n. So let's give it an instruction. Once I hit the generate video ad button, the image and the prompt should be sent to a webhook URL, which is on n8n. So it said NLI, but it's n8n. Control V, make the change. So while it is thinking how to do that, let's go back to our Canvas. We will need few things over here, and I'll walk you through everything. The first thing is the webhook. With webhook, we are using a post method, and this is the path. You can change the name of this path. Authentication, we are using a basic auth. Now, how to do this? It's very simple. You choose authentication as basic auth. So this process is called as securing your webhook. Why do we need to do it? So that anybody can send a request to this webhook. We need to make sure that it comes from an authentic source, which is only our app. And this is the best practice if you want to put your n8n workflows in production. So how do you do this? Create a credential. You can, I'm just editing it. Let's create a new credential. We are going to say n8n user, and we are going to give it a password #123. I just gave it a temp #123, and let's say n8n user. Save. Perfect. Now let's go back. We need to verify whether this webhook is working. Let's do a test event. So in order to not make the same mistake, we are going to switch off the API key. Let's say reset. Again, switch to API key, reset. We are not using any API key right now. Make sure you send the request to a webhook in n8n. And this is the webhook that we already gave it the webhook. So let's see what it does. So the app was going back again to use Vue 3 fast, so I told it specifically I want to send the request to the backend in n8n webhook, right? And I gave it the webhook again. Alright, so we are going to use this image. I have also asked it to send it in the binary format. The image, create a futuristic ad. We'll make sure it's a lot of going back and forth. So let's see, we have got the data over here. If we see, this is beautiful. This is amazing. We got the image that we wanted. Now we can build our rest of the workflow. So let's go back to our webhook. Make sure that this is respond using a webhook node, because we don't want it to be immediately responded. We need to create the video, and then once the video is processed, then we have to send it back. And our app should be able to display the video over here, and we still have to do that part in the app. Let's finish the n8n workflow right now. Coming back to our n8n workflow, let's pin this data by using a P key so that we don't have to run it again and again. We can make this entire workflow run. Second step, cancel. Second step is resize the image to make sure that our Sora can process it. So what we are doing over here is resize the image to a width and height of 720p image. Ignore all the aspect ratios. This step is not needed, but we're just doing it so that it cleans up the image. Our Sora prompt, so let's run that prompt. Create the image field item 0. Okay, it's called as data and we are calling it image. So let's try now. Okay, perfect. So this is done. So instead of 25 kbs, so if you see, it's a little stretched right now, which is fine. Now what we will do is this image, in order to send it to Fal.ai for processing, we need to take this image and upload it to a public place where Fal.ai, where our Sora 2 model is, can access it. So the next thing which we will do, we are going to use Cloudinary. What is Cloudinary? It's a free service to upload images. I tried this with the previous workflow, that's why we have several images. I'm going to delete these just to make sure that you guys see that. Delete. We are going to delete it. Delete. So we have a fresh page, fresh view. Now, in order to do this, what you need is first create an account. Once you create an account, it's free. You can come to the settings. In the settings, API keys, generate a new API key. We are using one of these API keys. Come back to your n8n. You can look for Cloudinary, and it's a custom node. If you don't have it installed, install it. And the action we're going to use is upload an asset from file data. Let's try to run that piece. Perfect. There is a problem in upload image because of the name. It's data. Let's execute it. So once you do this enough time, you'll get an understanding about what happens. Now let's execute. We are just executing, or we're just extracting the image URL. If we go back to our Cloudinary and in the home, we check it, we should, in the asset section, we should see our image. So now this image is publicly accessible. That's exactly what we wanted. Let's create the video prompt. So our AI agent is using ChatGPT 5.1 mini. We have given this prompt. You are an expert cinematic prompt writer for Sora 2, specializing in 8-second blah blah blah. This is the whole prompt. We are given its style references. We have asked it to include dialogues, visually urban, heighten the tension, just to create cinematic. we have given it the prompt, and prompt is in our Skool community. So let's run this. Beautiful. And that's how I like to test it step by step. Once this is good, I think we are ready to send it off. So we will do it one more time because we need both the legs running at the same time. So this is going to run. I'm going to stop this honestly, and let's run, because even if we run this, we need the output over here. So let's run this. We already have the webhook coming in. The prompt was generated. The prompt was handled close up 24 by 24 frames per second. The prompt is generated. Now we are going to use another service called as Fal.ai. In order to use Sora 2 model, if you don't know what Fal.ai is, it's a service which provides a lot of models for you to use. You can search a service over here like VO3, and you should see VO3 fast. VO 3.1 is also available. We'll do a video on this later on. However, what we are interested right now is Sora 2, and the model is image to video, not text to video, image to video. So if you see the prompt, it takes a prompt and it takes an image. So those are the two things which we are giving from our app, and that's exactly what we need. However, we don't want to upload it over here. We need to upload it using n8n. So we'll have to use an HTTP node and send an API request. API, what is an API? API is nothing but how two softwares talk to each other. So Fal.ai has exposed an API request so that any other service can call it. How do you call it? So submit a request. If you go to submit a request in APIs, you will see this curl post. All right. How do we get this curl post in n8n? So when we go back, you have to use a node called as HTTP node. However, if you see, let's try to understand what is this URL. We are using a post method. Why? We're using a post method because in the curl it says post request has to be post. That's why we're using post. Where do we need to send the request? This is queue.fal. So it's going to go in the queue. Let's pull this over here. This is the URL that we are going to send the request to, which is image to video. It's exactly this. That's how we create. But how do we create this node? So it's real finicky. You can copy this and ask n8n to create it. Let's try to, I'll show you how to do it. Search for a HTTP node, HTTP request node. There is something called as import curl. When you try to do this, it is not going to work because the format over here is a little bit different. So the best way to do is, I have asked ChatGPT to create a curl command out of that command. I exactly pasted. Why can't I use the import curl command? So it said that, okay, you can technically use it, but it's a little bit different. Use the simplistic way to create the command. So we can copy this. I'll go back. We're going to paste it over here. And now if we say import, voila, you got this. What are the changes that we did? Authentication, you have to send authentication because anybody can use this run, right? And if anybody can use this, you have to make sure you use your API key, the API key that you guys have created. So Fal, the one which I showed you over here, you can go to. So once you create an account in Fal.ai, you have to hit this plus symbol, and here you will need to add some credits. It will take some 40-50 cents to create this video, which is totally worth it because you're going to use Sora's latest model. Once you have the billing set, you can come back to your dashboard, search for sora2.ai, and we are going to do image to text. That's what we are going to use. This is the page where we were. Now, once you have the API key, we are going to create an authentication. How do we create it? Authentication is going to be generic. The auth type is going to be header auth. All right. And then you create a header auth. How is it? You name authorization value is going to key space the API key. Again, I repeat, the value has to be, it's going to be key then space. You won't be able to see it. It's key, space, and then your API key. All right. So I'm not going to do that because I've already done that once. You have that key. Second thing which you'll need is the body parameters. But before we go over there, this is not the right way to send the keys because this will expose your API key and anybody can use it. So do not do that. This is the bad method. This is the wrong method. So we are not going to send headers because we are using a header auth, and this is the right way to do this. All right. Next thing which we are going to send is two things. Let's go back. We need to send a prompt and we need to send an image URL. So we are going to create two parameters over here. All right. In the body, the first thing is going to be prompt, and the second parameter is going to be image URL, and all you need to do is drag the data. So we don't have it over here because where is my node? This is my new node. You have to take the data from here. I'm just showing you how to do it. And for prompt, you have to put this prompt because that's the output from the OpenAI model, and image URL will go over here. And that's how you will set this node up. Once that is set, I'm going to delete this. We don't need it. It's the exact same node over here. Once we execute it, it will go into a queue. It will take some time to create the video. We'll wait for some time, and then we need to get the status. How are we going to get the status? So the request status, this is the model that you're going to use. So in order to get the results, you're going to say request is equal to get. So last time we used post, now we're going to use get. Same URL, we're going to send the request ID. All right. So we go back, we do a get status, and it's the same sora2 request. However, the request ID is going to come from the node when we submit it. So why don't we do it? I'm just showing you how to do it. After that, we'll keep checking whether the status is succeeded or not. If not, we'll keep going back and back until the video is completed. Once the video is completed, we'll get the URL and we'll send it back to our Google AI app, which is the front end. Now let's talk to it and say that great, my n8n received the webhook, it received the image. Now it is going to process the image into a video and then send the result back, send the URL of the video back to you using a webhook. So what we need to do is we need to show that video right in this browser, right in this app, once it is generated, once you receive the webhook response. Do you understand? So let's send this out. It's going to create speech to text. Do you understand? We are just making sure that it understands what it needs to do. So we are done with our n8n workflow over there. We're just making sure that once the response is sent, we need to see the video over here, not in Cloudinary, not in Fal.ai. We want to see the video over here. So it says, yes, I completely understand. The application will now handle the full round trip process. Now it understood it perfectly. We are going to send the image and the prompt to n8n's webhook. It will wait until the data is processed and response is sent back. And once the response is received, we will watch the video, which is on this site. I am so excited. Let's see if it works. All right, we are going to put the same image, create a futuristic ad. So we gave a prompt that create a futuristic ad for this watch. A very handsome young male model with blonde hair is promoting this on his Instagram. Let's make his eyes also blue. Blonde hair and blue eyes. All right, let's see, because we created a girl in the previous one, so I want to do this. Let's just make sure that our n8n is expecting a webhook. Make sure the data is not pinned, save it, execute the workflow. Now our n8n is waiting. Let's try to give, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. It's generating the video, it's waiting, and if we go back, wow. So it is going to get processed. Our front end is waiting until the processing is done. This is beautiful. This is exactly what we wanted. Let's go back. It's creating the prompt. It will take some time to create the prompt because it's GPT-5. GPT-5 is a little bit slow than 4.1. I should have used 4.1. Let's wait for this process to complete. Boom, the request was just sent. The request should have been received by Sora. So let's head back to Sora 2. We can see all the requests in our request section. Alright, so the video is still getting generated. This was the previous video, if you remember. Now it will be with the male model. It is going to be 4 seconds again. We can increase the seconds, but right now let's stick with it. I wanted to keep it 4 seconds so that it generates fast. The wait timer is for 1 minute. It's a simple wait. If you see wait, you can create this wait node and you can put as many minutes as you want. 1 minute, 1 hour. In our case, we are going to wait for a minute. We don't need this, so I'm going to delete this. You can do these changes while it's running, which is wild. It will check the status of the video. If you check the status was in progress, and that's the reason it went back. It checked over here with if statement. If the status is equal to completed, then only move forward. Right now it is in progress, that's why it went back. So it's waiting right now. How do you create this if statement, if block? It's as simple as if. All right, back to the canvas. We don't want it to be connected to this. We want it to be connected to this. And we are going to check if the status, so let it run. If the status is completed, where do you get the status? From here. So let's wait for it. Perfect, the video is completed. Let's go back and check. Now the video is, wow, look at that.
This actually feels like the future. This actually feels like the future.
So it did change the watch a little bit, which we didn't ask it to, but it created a better ad. In VO3's model, it created like very holographic, but it didn't have model, it didn't have anything because we did not specify. I'm pretty sure VO3 can also do a great job. Let's go back. Here we check the JSON.status, which is nothing but this status. JSON.status, whether this status, you can just drag it over here. We just checked whether this status is completed. When it was completed, it's equal to completed. We went to the next step of getting the final video, and we use the same response. So we used a method called as get response URL as this URL. We put it over here, and then the same authentication. We use the Fal.ai key which we created to get responses or send a request to Fal.ai. We got this URL back, which is the video URL, and we sent that URL back to our webhook. So in the webhook JSON, we responded with video URL, which is nothing but JSON.video URL. We didn't even tell Google AI Studio that we are going to send video URL back, but it understood that. After that, I also did one more thing, is I sent a notification on my Telegram to notify myself as the video is created. This is an optional step, so I'm not going to explain it. We don't need it. However, this is the whole process. This is your app. I'm going to download this app, and it's a zip file. It is nothing but all the files which are over here, and you can even take that app or take that zip file which we downloaded. I'll put it in my Skool community. You can download it from our YouTube section, resources section. It will be over here. So I'll attach it over here, and the video that we just created will be in here, so you can follow it step by step. So I hope you really like this video. I want to show you a few more videos that we created yesterday. So this is one of the videos. Let's take it, let's watch it. It's a public URL, and this was the image that I gave it. Let's slow down the speed.
I feel invisible tonight. There, that's me.
This is an 8-second ad generated in Sora 2. This is one more video that was created. We gave this picture.
My shoes keep slipping. Wow. These feel like clouds.
So those were the videos that we created using this. I hope you really like it. Thank you. And all the files that we have shown, the app that we have created, the download, everything is going to be in our AI C+ School community, which is in the classroom section, premium YouTube resources, and you can download the prompt. Both the n8n workflows and both the apps will be available for download, and the step-by-step video that we just created is going to be available over here. So with that said, thank you so much. This is Sandeep Patharkar. I hope I'll see you in the next video.